Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kara Cup, Jaraci Cup 5. Wow. It's too late, guys. Too late at night for me. Going to be continuing coverage of Group A, obviously. And Game 1 is going to be AGame's pick. He does have the lower seed. He's going to pick Con F. Now, that's not exactly a surprise. AGame has been playing the DLC factions these days. And I think he prefers GVC to mirror matchups as well, so this is kind of what I would expect. Descara picks Coalition, no surprise there. He does love his turrets. And AGame is going to pick Torrent Crater. Torrent Crater, a very good pick, obviously. I mean, we know what assault ships can do on this map. But there is no base runner retire, and actually we already have blast drones coming out. Yeah, so you are doing something cute with this build. If it's going to be assault ship anyway, there's a chance that this could do some serious damage. But we are going to see an AAV rush from Descara. I think that's almost forced. Torrent Crater is much less memey, to be honest, than vanilla, but it's still kind of... You can't really go SC first here terribly safely. Maybe in CVC, but even then. Yeah, you know what? I bet in CVC it's fine. AV Fab on the way for Descara. This is very early timing here. I think that was about 29... 20? 29:15 or something. So, very fast timing on AV Rush here. First blast run gonna finish. Oh my gosh, their time went up to 60 seconds. I didn't even see that. 29:16? Wow. That's quick, man. Yeah, that's quick. And the BR retires now. That's an interesting play there. It's definitely delaying assault ship fab. So I mean, if you want to do like a push here, I don't think this is going to work, but I do really enjoy seeing AGame experiment with the DLC factions, though. I mean, honestly, I feel like No Fun is kind of doing that better for so long, but it's fun to see what kind of interesting builds AGame will pop out when he's playing Con F. Is Fab on the way. Here comes AGame moving out across the field with his PC, you know. It's interesting to note, mobility support was buffed and nerfed at the same time in the last patch. It now grants extra speed for the units that it affects other than carriers and PCs, but less speed for the self-applying... No, maybe that's not true. I think perhaps the modifier is the same, but carriers just have, like, less base health, base speed than, like, skimmers and stuff. I guess AGame can kind of explain exactly how it works. Oh, I see. It wasn't a percent before, was it? It was probably just a flat? Ah, okay. But you notice, like, for instance, these skims here, they move up to 140 speed, without rating, mind you. AS are going at, like, what? Oh, he turned it off. Gosh darn it, I was trying to see how fast AS would move. Now, these blast drones, by the way, this is the real potential of this, I think, because I built blast drones are going to go... Well, we can actually know for sure 216 speed on these blast drones. Can you imagine that? Like, that's, I think, almost as fast as strike fighters, to be honest. AV Rush meets assault ships. This is typically a time that both players will back away. Whoever's a bit more aggressive will try and maintain pressure, though, but Descara not really interested in moving up to 2-base, SA as the sport cruiser pops out. Okay, I take it back, he is. So Descara's going to be up on 2-base here. Ref mode still kind of miles away. Gets tech now. Yeah, I noticed the misrally, because obviously your carrier was also not rotated. Yikes. Yeah, that is going to be quite late. I don't know, I feel like this build is a little bit like middle of the road, if you know what I'm saying. You might get some salves here on the... whatchamacallit? Second base? There we go. This is kind of similar to like what I did against Descara on Boneyard. Now notice he pockets the BD, he doesn't just hit it. He knows that he's got time, so he's just looking to see if there's a better opportunity. I think that's a really kind of smart play. Ref mode on the way in about 20 seconds. Carrier's going to move out. And Con F carriers, of course, very good defenders at power 0 because they get ranged for free. So he's going to be okay here. He's definitely not going to take damage to that, but he may take some damage to these fighters. That's kind of what I'm worried about. MS Tech really wants to be on the way here, but I have a feeling he's going to save for like ints or something like that. No, he does go MS Tech. That's good, but still very late. We have one fighter about to be in the hangar here. Wow, these things take forever to build. Okay, there it is. And Descara pumping out strike fighters like there's no tomorrow. I'm pleased about strike fighters that you don't see them in CVG games every time. You see them when there's a player who wants to use them. I feel like it was kind of... and maybe this is the way in CVC as well, but it was kind of just like too meta, you know what I mean? Like, of course he would make strike fighters, like why would you not? Potential for a cruise missile shot here, he's going to go for it. Bit of a miss though. Did 21 damage. Not the worst cruise missile I've ever seen. Defenses 2 coming out for A-Game now. Descara has no defenses at all, mind you. Strike fighters are going to launch now though. There's no missile ships on the field. One in production. So this is a good timing for A-Game, although Descara going to be a little bit sad that he got spotted that quickly. No, yeah, it's always like that. Posturing is like a really intense thing to do. Tends to look a little bit less cool on the replay, but I certainly respect it. Good split by A-Game there. He's going to lose one, maybe no more, or perhaps he'll trade for strike fighters. No, he does lose a second. So yeah, MS is just a little bit late here, but he's going to hold him off now. 2 salves dead. Descara, of course, expanding like a freaking beast, because that's what he is. Oh, look, it's the missile launcher. I never noticed that. Anyway, Descara going to be expanding already. To be fair, A-Game does have a PC on the way here, but this is still risky times here. Oh, yikes. Okay, that's not too bad, but you don't want to see it. You hate to see it. A-Game throttled by his loss in Jaraci Cup 5, you know, or 4, you know. I think he's choking. Yeah, the SC missed rally was really quite a small thing too, so I guess you're right. I do notice that, like those two guys being on their own there, I mean, if he had committed further, you probably could have killed them. Like if he committed further to building strike fighters, and that probably would be a mistake, but like, I don't know. Whoa. Bit tired. I see what you mean though, you're definitely straying away from those missile ships here. It's gonna be punished, I think. Yeah, because back then we were just a lot worse. Oh, hey boys, it's your favorite unit. Con F Siege. See if he catches a live day though, I mean like freaking... There's no anti-air here, there's like 2 PCs, that's it. I don't feel good about this at all. Except in that Bozo Cow game, yeah. But this is the thing about good air players, and this is really what sets them apart from people like me, let's say, who... You know, we use air, but we're not very good at it. Is that they always find value. Like, they are so keen to just catch like that little opening where they can get like 1 salvage or whatever, and over the course of a game, this stacks up a lot, you know? When you're against someone like Descara, you know, you never have enough anti-air. And building more would be an overcommit, so it's tough. Not everyone can do that. This missile ship, by the way, is in range to barrage the eco. Oh, this is juicy. This could really turn things around for A-Game here. Yes, you love to see it. That's a great barrage there. He even barrages the turret down, I like that. He may lose these units for this, but I don't know, his units lost is definitely not particularly promising, but this is kind of the first time A-Game is looking, you know, like the attacker here, and this is good. There's gonna need to be more of that where that came from, though, but that's a step in the right direction. AC is chasing here, and yeah, I think if they spam overcharge, they kind of, whoa, they do actually have the speed advantage, but he's not really gonna chase too far, it looks like. Ah. But still no cover on the 3rd base here. Oh, hiccups. Oh my gosh. Yikes. It's a yikes all around. Golly. Ugh. Carrier's moving out. I don't know what else to say about that. Holy goodness. Oh, gosh. I hiccuped while coughing. Have you ever heard of that happening before? Jeez. I'm dying, descara. I'm dying. Oh, man. Corona. It'll go away soon. I get hiccups a lot. Not gonna lie, I'll be a little bit embarrassed if this happens on the big stage for Homeworld 3 someday. Oh, ow. Sometimes you get hiccups that are big enough that they actually hurt you. You know what I mean? Oh. Holy goodness. Look, man, I'm sorry. It's just my body. I can't control it. It's just a facet of Bozo. Oh, descara, you launched into the MS again. You did this last game as well. Ouch. Looks like the hiccups are mostly under control now. Don't worry, A-Game, I won't hiccup during the finals. Which I'm sure will be between you two again, unless some weird stuff happens with the seating. A-move on missile ships? Have you ever heard of such a thing? Railfab's on the way now for A-Game. That's good. Obviously, Con of Siege kind of blunts this this attack for a bit, but not forever. Artillery is out for descara, and this is going to move into, I think, what we've seen is a pretty common... this is what's going to be, I think, a pretty common late game between these two players. Artillery versus Con of Siege, and it's an interesting matchup. A-Game's going to want to... A-Game's going to want to make another PC at some point, though, and get power, because I feel like his carrier is going to be quite relevant here. Obviously, when you see the artillery cruisers start to barrage, that's when you dunk on him with missiles and stuff. And, you know, if your carrier's not there, you don't have that option, and the artillery is going to get a lot more value, because it can do crazy things. It can do precision barrages, it can do, you know, whatever it wants. Not easy to stop if you don't have that carrier ready. MS barrage onto this AC is almost required, I think. Here it comes. Con of Siege is in the hood, though, but you can see that MS barrage is really effective at warding off ACs. With decent micro, this thing might get... No, just barrage on it. Oh, A-Game canceled the barrage. He's still gonna get the kill, that's good. That's a little bit of a mistake, though, I think. That might have gone badly. And of course, losing ACs is a big deal, so you definitely want to... Ooh! You definitely want to inflict that if you can. These two artifacts, though, unlikely to be stopped here, and so A-Game... Or, sorry, descara has definitely chiseled out a bit of an advantage for himself here. Strike Fighter's trying to hit this SC, and they're doing it, actually. This is really good micro from descara. APM is spiking. You know what? Maybe this base runner actually gets stopped. Double MS barrage. Do it. Yeah, boy! Now that's a lot of damage! Does stop them there. Whew. Well, that's big. That's big. Especially a player like descara, you know he loves using that carrier. If you're going to let him get another extract out, you know what I mean? Like, it's not good. So, this is a really impactful play, I would say, in the game. AC charging in here. He can't take this on his own, actually. Especially when you're moving into Con of Siege, you take pretty much full damage from them. And there's heavy rail. So this AC almost was just thrown away. And this attack here is, I think, really interesting to see. A-Game can get behind this hill, actually, and I think he'll be safe for, like, some time. If I were him, I would press that, actually. Barrage is going to be super annoying, and all of descara's production is on this side, so... I agree, but I think if you would just stay behind that hill there, you can actually really threaten a lot of things here. Log module goes down there. That was kind of aggressively placed. I wonder if descara needs to replace that now. SC gets kind of low. Really good barrage here, though. Yeah, as you should be. I mean, it's never a good feeling to have descara's carrier in your face. Oh dear, this SC is really far forward. You might go down now. Oh man, it's kind of a favorable spread of missiles. He lives. Oh my gosh. That was a bit ill-advisable, I must say. But, range calibration, hey, welcome to Tiltville. And this is a really good spot for it. Look how open that is, how long that is. I will say though, anytime that Descara is fighting on this area, he's gotten an advantage, because if he can control midfield for like a second, he gets artifacts, you know what I mean? These two AVs kind of, or assault ships kind of out of position here. It's a nice angle, we can kind of control the whole fight, although our frame rate doesn't totally like it. But this is exactly what we want to see. This is almost full map engage. It's like watching Company of Heroes, man. Uh-oh, range calibration needs to be turned off right now. These rails are getting toasted. Yikes, that's a lot of big damage there. That could honestly be enough to allow Descara to move the sledgehammer in. Power 3 though, on the way, so it's not a whole lot of carrier power, but AGameAnx certainly doesn't have much of his own. These two rails survived though, that's crucial. That might just be keeping... Oh, keep kiting! Well, these two rails might be keeping AGameAnx in the game here, to be honest. LAV's got into the hood, there's not much to stop them, so this is also really good. If he can just snipe out a couple of rails here. He's indecisive though, he doesn't know what he wants to go for. I think the railgun here should have been killed by now. What's going on over here though? ARs! Oh my gosh, this is really good. This is really good. They need to get on the high ground actually. They should be kiting now probably. But ARs in that flank is going to be really nice, nasty I think. But they're getting jumped on. Ooh. You hate to see it. This is not exactly how ARs shine. Well, you know AGameAnx back in the day, Magpie was always like, you should just shift Q Strikecraft when you're shooting them. I've discovered actually it doesn't work. By the way, this is insanely risky right here. I don't like this. But if you shift Q attack orders, it actually switches the target. I don't think it does. I can maybe test that, but I don't know. Oof. Yeah, that's the thing that's difficult about range calibration in this kind of fight, is that when your opponent does... Oh, artillery goes down, that's nice. When your opponent does auto fire, he'll hit you with range calibration on, so you really gotta be careful when you use that. The thing is, that carrier move was so risky, I still can't get over that. If he could've... Like, if he did a triple precision barrage, I think he would've just killed him right there. A little hard to say, but I think so. Second barrage should certainly come out here. Oh, this one's already used his barrage. This is going to be a dead SC, or AC? Yes, two of them. Nice! That is huge damage right there. Yeah, I agree, things are desperate. This is what I mentioned about the artifact control here too, but wow. And that carrier's getting low too. This is actually maybe starting to kind of work up for AGameAnx. Now, if he had had those assault rails on the dune here, man, he would be like... I think he'd actually win from this position, but... Oh, Kana Siege goes down there to a barrage. I'm like personally invested in all of these units at this point. This is only 2 siege left. Once all of the siege dies, now AGameAnx has got really good plays with range calibration, because he's not really worried about artillery just wrecking him. And again, like I said, this field, I mean, could you imagine a better place for range calibration? Maybe if there was like a big hill right here, but... In fact, there is if you hold it on this side. This is where rails want to be. You can maybe fit like 3 or 4 on here. You don't want to clump them up too much, of course, because of artillery, but... And cruise missiles, too. But the ARs are still kind of streaming over to this side. I like that. Base is starting to get mined out, actually. And he's going to pull this SC into the front lines. This is going to make it even harder to confirm kills, but... I love this this KSC, by the way. This is just really nice positioning. Very easy for him to get into the fight if he needs it. Huge barrage coming out here, though. These salves need to pull off the line. It's it's really interesting to have the players who played the game here to like talk about like, oh man, this is a mistake, or like I should have done this. Huge damage on the salves there. Well, I don't know, I think auto fire is good enough versus salves. Precision barrage might be a bit wasted there. ARs. Oh man, I think I know what that huge moment is going to be. Barrage comes out on this siege cruiser as well. And here they come. This is huge. Look how low all of these rails are. There's a lot of them, but man, they've seen better days. Dart maneuver, that would have been a really nice tech for this scenario. It's not very expensive either. But yikes, this is just absolute chunkage. And this is what I was talking about range calibration. Now he's got it. Well, it just gets you in across the firing arc a little bit faster, but I don't know. Oh, he fires all the time then? Ah, maybe I'm right. Or wrong. Maybe I'm right. But look at this damage, and this carrier all of a sudden is just in full route. I don't know, I don't think heavy rails can chase. No, they can't. No, they can! Oh boy, well he's in for it now. Not to mention, A-Game should put power in mobility systems here, and he's gonna do some good. The ARs, man, I mean, he was all ready for the backstab, but it didn't reach him, and I think A-Game is gonna break Descara's winning streak here. Because this is looking pretty dire. That was a huge push on those ARs. This is Con F as it was meant to be played, my friends. You know, I know people are mad about Con F Siege being quote-unquote nerfed when it's actually better in some respects, but this is how Con F was supposed to be played. This is an insane matchup right here. If only I didn't hiccup 50 times in the middle to ruin it. Now, if I were A-Game, I would actually retire one of these guys. Oh yeah, look, he calls the retire order. Because, you know, you can't really pretty reliably produce off of triple PC at this point in the game. Oh, I see. Yeah, this is actually a pretty good AA battery if you have like 3 of them there. Yeah, I did forget, Descara has got air tech, and actually I'm starting to think maybe A-Game should tech air. You know, that'd be kind of an interesting, interesting subversion here. By the way, lots of logistics modules going down, although I don't think Descara has the army to really worry about that yet, but yes, that's exactly it. A-Game is in complete control of this match right now. And maybe a couple more MS to catch like air switches, more ARs for backstab. I feel like this is just really good. By the way, people complain that ARs are like bad. I know this is funny because I've complained about ARs being bad before. But my gosh, they are so good if you use them right. It's a very high skill unit, you know what I mean? Like, they either look absolute like garbage or absolute wonder cream. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really have to learn how to use them, but they are good. Barrage comes out here on the... yeah, Steve. Steve! Sentinel Steve! Not as weird as Box Fall V, although actually that is the name of one of the developers. Wonder Green, yeah, have you never heard of it? I'll admit, that was a bit of a weird call out, but... what the heck? How does Coalition do this, man? Oh my gosh. Look, Phoenix, you are like the notorious unit spammer. You ought to know how to spam Coalition rails, alright? I know you have some irrational fear of them, but they are good. Oh, A-Game, what are you doing with the carrier? Ah! Oh, gosh. That's so bad. That could be game, man. It's putting power into mobility, that's good. Ah, aye. MS Barrage needs to be pulled on these 3 over here. Oh man, what a swing. He's still got 2 at KSC here, but oh my gosh. That is huge damage for A-Game, or for Descara. Oh my gosh. You got a bit of a carrier hug going on here too. Now this is obviously dangerous for the Con F player because usually Coalition can outdamage them. It's also tricky because Con F Siege does area of effect, but I think if A-Game puts power into mobility, he'll get out of this. That's kind of a new thing. You didn't used to be able to do that. Doesn't work against, Ay, you're doing so much damage to Con of Siege. Oh no, not healing. You gotta put it in speed, man. Did you see how much damage Con of Siege did to him there? No way, he's gonna lose. No. He could have stayed alive with power and speed there. Oh no. And Descara gets the most clutch win I've ever seen. After A-Game just totally shut him down and got like the biggest comeback ever, Descara comes back more. And he's still undefeated. What the heck? I can't believe this. What a freaking game. Alright, game 2. Got a bit of a twist here. So Descara picks Coalition and A-Game picks Soban actually against him. Descara picks Kalash Teeth. I actually have a suspicion that A-Game does this because he knows that there's no bans in group stage and Descara's going to pick Kalash Teeth, but it's still an interesting kind of off-faction thing here. It's still, he likes to play the DLC factions these days, so it's not exactly too off-meta, but... Oh, you didn't think of Kalash Teeth, huh? Oh, you don't want to play Savan on this map, huh? Well, I'll tell you one thing. Kalash Teeth is the artillery map, so... Your plan is to do something weird. In group stage, there's no bans on either one. So, although we never have faction bans, we allow people to play whatever faction they want. BCs. Does BCs make sense here for Descara? I mean, I feel like artillery is just such a meta thing in Kalash Teeth. By the way, this looks like SC first from him. No BR retire. That's kind of what we would expect. Yeah, but then you wouldn't get your glorious turrets, right? That would be a big shame. Nay. If we did that, of course, there'd be no factions left. That's also true. That's another point, Digital War Killer. I like that because... You know, some players actually, like Orb, for example, they don't have the DLC. If you ban Coalition, he has to play Galzian or something. It's kind of just trash. Yeah. Anyway, what are the disadvantages of Soban? Well, their carrier is very squishy. You gotta have power and armor, so it kind of requires more power reserves, I think. By the way, this is AV Rush versus SC first. They don't have turrets. Now, turrets are a huge thing. They've got ALMs, but ALMs are a little bit weaker in the defense. And yeah, that's also true. BC tech is very hard to get to, I think. Because, you know, they don't have quite the like shutdown strength that Coalition VCs do, although I believe that they're cheaper. ALMs are just enough for easy defense. Yeah, they're enough for like mild defense, but if you get really rushed, like, you'd love to have a turret. And Soban has got to compensate by using targeting jammers really well if they want to succeed without that turret, so... Yeah, Soban BCs are really good in a lot of interesting cases, but... Because they have really good attrition damage on railguns. That's like the big thing, in my opinion. By the way, Descara I don't think has actually seen AV tech here, but I'm not entirely certain. But if it's like Soban BCs versus Coalition BCs, you kind of expect the Coalition BCs to win every time. The LAV is kind of enough. Yeah, I guess that's true. What other build would you be doing that has early LAVs as Coalition? In fact, he may sit down like an early turret here even. But... SC coming out now for A-Game after 3 AVs. I think this is pretty standard. Question is how much damage can he get done though, and I feel like these days, especially against Descara, who is just freaking insane, but I think these days he might not take much damage from this at all. Here comes the probe checking out the carrier. It was able to evade that LAV. He knows though, but this probe may show him SC. He's gonna pop out. That's probably good then. Although if the probe moves here and he sees no AVs, he definitely would He definitely would assume the follow-up. Now turret's going to come out here. Smoke is ready though, so this is actually giving me some dead salves here. Yeah, okay, you know what? This is actually pretty decent economy damage. We lost 2 salves on the main. Descara losing some mining time as he feels kind of compelled to commit. A-Game losing some mining time as he feels compelled to misrally his SC, but that's okay. And Railfab's on the queue here. No fighter and gunship. That's a really interesting pick. CBC is up in the air right now. I've said this before. This is one of the things I wonder about. Yeah, I agree. I mean, the carrier moving out here definitely shows, like, hey, look, we expect an attack. I think with Descara pretty much even on economy here, this actually could be a good game for A-Game, but it's going to be a bit of a test of, you know, how viable is it to not go SF. We know that if he finds these rails out in the midfield, it's a bad time. Although carrier production is late here, I think that's a bit of a testament to the slowdown in economy from having to put down a turret, having to lose like 2 salves here. This is why I was saying he might put down a turret early, because if your opponent makes AVs, you know he's going to push you. So you can kind of have this turret here, and it really makes it hard for these AVs to push in at all. And the AVs kind of find like, hey, look at that, we forced the turret, but we're not going to get any damage. This is better fab out, by the way. It's kind of annoying how few AVs are attacking. Well, you know, you would say that, I think. Phoenixio, of course, if you did not know, he is our resident AV spammer, so. Missile batteries are out, by the way. And I think that A-Game has actually succeeded in stopping the missile, or the strike fighters from doing eco damage here. I've tried this build before in vanilla, like almost this exact same thing, and I gotta say it really did not work for me, but this ain't vanilla anymore. So let's see what A-Game can do. Uh-oh. A little bit of coverage lost here, although he does kill a strike fighter off the back of it. Nice job, Will. With 2 eyes. Oh, this is when you realize that SCs have anti-air. Yeah, because that one strike fighter definitely would not have died there. Okay, that's actually really good then. He only loses 1 SF, but he didn't get any damage done. Okay, all of a sudden, not taking air is looking pretty spicy. Heavies 2 comes out as well. No mag accelerator, but you wouldn't expect that off of 1 rail. Yeah, I mean, this is looking somewhat compelling here. Probe ninjas its way in. This is crazy. He manages to see everything. There's no commit to eco though from A-Game. Obviously Descara knows about it, which is good. But yes, I agree. This push is looking pretty darn scary. Probably about this timing, he wants to start making his SC. Yeah. Love how these guys are just completely on their own here. Oh, an anti-air turret post. Now that's an interesting idea to get like a proxy anti-air. And then, I think the base runner should still keep chasing, and he needs to put a targeting jammer on that turret. I think that's probably the play here. These strike fighters are going to have to make themselves scarce, though, and in that case, what has Descara got to defend? Although, again, if A-Game had had his rails up here... Oh, is the mortar already used? Oh, you're about to use it, I suppose. But if A-Game had had his, his rails up here, I mean, that would be insane. Use it as a smoke. Oh, no. Oh, no. Omega Pepega. Yeah, look at that. That's a real shame, man. The BR, again, also is not there, yeah. This push would have been insane, because look at this. One targeting jammer actually catches both of these turrets here. Yeah, definitely, because... So one targeting jammer annihilates both the turrets. The rails are here in this hypothetical scenario, and they're going to be doing Sunder on the AAVs. Missile battery gets a chonkin shot, which I think would hit all of these units here. AVs just clean up that, AVs clean up that, and then... Yeah, I mean, what does he do? He's got to commit carrier here, but that's huge damage. By the way, another SC derp here, although possibly he could actually use this to attack, but I don't think he's going to do that. Oh, he is. Look at this. Gonna move it up with the unit. Okay. I respect it then. Yeah, here's the second SC. That does put him behind in economy, but if this attack pans out, it'll be worth it. He wants to go up on that side, as you would. But that's a pity. I mean, I feel like this game was kind of in the bag in just a moment there. Strike Fighter versus Base Runner. I see, so you're just kind of going for like hyper aggro. This is a bad anti-air turret because it's going to get jibbed by Strike Fighters, I almost think. Oh. Never mind, it actually goes up. This does loosen the BR though, which is kind of a shame. You can see he wanted to double produce there, but it looks like he thinks better of it. Well, my thought was that the air was actually going to kill it, but apparently that did not happen, so... I misread that scenario. Mag Excel still not up. Now this is actually a kind of important upgrade for Soban, because otherwise you do very little damage against carriers. AC, by the way. Oh, excuse the yawn. AC is out here. And artillery. Yalla. Well, that's pretty good. AC tech is on the way for A-game. Now, I talked about this, I've talked about this, thing. This is like meta on College Teeth. It's always like AC versus, artillery versus artillery. Okay, I wouldn't say he destroyed me. I think that's like probably where we're going to be leaning to this game anyway, even though we do have AC on the field. Like, well, because we have AC on the field actually for A-game. If that attack had succeeded, I mean, we could be looking at a totally different scenario. Some kind of unexplored territory here, but unfortunately A-game is a pleb, so we're not gonna get that. He taunts me constantly. I can taunt him too. Should have played as Soban though. Yeah, Descara calling it RIP A-game. I mean, he knows once you get artillery on College Teeth, you're very hard to fight. I agree, game's not over yet, but this is not a good position to be in. Railfab teching. Oh, you meant the roasting. Oh. I'm so good at the whole Twitch thing. Railfab on the way now. For Descara. And you know, I wonder if he does tech BC this game. It'd be interesting to see. I remember actually, this was kind of the one map where BCs were quite viable in vanilla. I shouldn't say the one map, but you see them on Torrent as well, but... Ah, yeah, that's true. It's risky always to push up on the carrier like that, though, but... Oh, man. Yeah, in a war of attrition like this, the SC does a lot of damage. You gotta keep these guys moving, though. Auto fire, of course, is really going to chunk you, especially as a coalition, if you don't kind of like reposition on your own. A-game doing a really good job keeping these strike craft from really being relevant in the field as well. AC is just healing up here. He should just target the SC. Yeah, he sees it. Well, this will be a huge missaturation indeed. I didn't notice that though. That is only one on the CUs there. No threats on the back line. Now, I do imagine like one AC could do a lot of damage here, but it's hard to justify building it, of course. And A-game, I think, really ought to tech artillery at this timing. BCs don't do well here, because artillery is just going to chunk them with the indirect fire. Oh, did the Strike Fighter snipe that, or was that the... Oh, that was the Siege, I suppose. Strike Fighters got taken, like, had a shot taken at them, and then artillery just kind of chunked it. Gone as in not attacking, or as in like dead? Oh, yikes. Look at the damage. Now that's a lot of damage. How about some more? Ouch, man. So this army has to back to the SC now. Because this SC needs to be healed. He's going to die otherwise. And still no artillery from A-Game, who I guess doesn't really think he needs it. One thing I will say, though, one AC, I think, can deal with these turrets here, and that would be huge. Descara? Mismove on the SCs. That happens pretty commonly when you double-click them and select them all, even the eco ones. Yeah. Oh, you thought they were ACs. Yikes. That's the yikes right there. Power 4 on the way for A-Game. Here comes the one AC that I was talking about. Definitely no money for Siege, though, so that's not an eventuality, and I don't think, in this game. Ah, so you click on the wrong one. Give him the control group. Descara is getting sentient, though. I think the window for this attack is kind of closing. Because he knows about... Oh my gosh, that strike fighter is, like, ballsy to, like, circle around on that cliff there. When he knows that there's an anti-air turret post here. Power 4 on the way. And Power 4, of course, is going to unlock that microwave emitter, so... Yeah. The thickness. Okay, needs to be careful here, though, because this carrier is quite squishy. This is Soban. Yikes. Pushing out into Fog of War here is quite scary, in my opinion. Mag Accelerator wants to start, but there's just no time, there's just no money. This carrier has to back away. Scouting carrier. When he's got this many LAVs, can you imagine that? AC, AVs, and these LAVs go up to a backstab. That's going to be good. That's going to be tasty. Microwave emitter is done, by the way. So these are lots of slow-moving, high-value targets. It's possible that we could see like an insane microwave emitter land on those. But I don't know. This is gonna be tough. This is gonna be a very tough late game. It's dead on level of AV. Oh my gosh. LAV should be following in suit, I think. Although with the AC here, though, this is never gonna succeed. In fact, he uses tac missile barrage. Oh, that's a big damage dump there. Well, you know. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Yikes! What the heck? Oh! Nat just took the legs out of Descara entirely, but A-Game's not out of the woods yet. He's got a lot of damage to deal with here. He needs to be building AVs and keep moving out. AVs for the smoke. You know what? He's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine, actually. He's got a lot of power and armor here. Descara's power 4 right now with that carrier. If there was a nuke here, I mean, he'd be dead, but... No way. That microwave emitter. I thought this game was over. I mean, I guess this is true of Torin as well, but... This goes to show this game isn't entirely about the build order. I don't know what Descara can do about this at this point. He's definitely still chasing. I think this is kind of desperado. It's his only move, because obviously if he doesn't chase, he's going to lose for sure. ACs, you need to be targeting carrier right now. This is Omega damage dump time. 1, 2, 3, 4... A-Game, put power into armor. Oh, jeez. Yeah, he can do one more into armor. He sees it. That's 70 armor. Oh, you really need to be targeting carrier. Use mark target. Oh! No! What? A-Game loses the game? Are you kidding? What? Descara, are you even real? Like... Oh my gosh. What the heck? How is that possible? Man, One mark target, and he would have won the game. Oh no! How is it so? Oh my gosh! He marked at the end. Yeah, well, a bit too late there. No way. That's how much health is that? 237. I feel like one railgun shot and one AC barrage more, and that's a dead kid. Like one volley of the railguns and he's gone. You have got to be jesting me, sir. That's unbelievable. No way. Well, if that's the group stage, if that's the group stage, I think this tournament is going to be kind of insane. My goodness. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys.